Archangel Michael says, something unnatural is trying to reach you during the silent hours of night. It comes in the form of a voice you once trusted, or believed you knew, but its tone holds something chilling beneath. The moment you answer, an invisible shift occurs around your spirit, as if your energy is being silently examined. You may think it's just another phone call, a late-night disturbance, or a wrong number. But in the unseen realm, that call is not a mistake, it is a signal, a coded opening meant to draw your focus, emotions, and aura. The voice on the other end might sound familiar, soft, or even emotional, but it carries a shadow behind it. This is not an ordinary connection, it's a spiritual snare cloaked in familiarity. A presence is trying to bind itself to your soul through frequency, through your response, through the words you allow in during vulnerable hours. This is not about technology, it's about permission, about opening a gateway unknowingly. Someone is imitating the voice of someone you once loved, and through it, trying to gain spiritual entry into your personal atmosphere. You may feel confused after the call, drained, or experience a sudden rush of negative emotions like fear, sadness, or restlessness. That's the sign, it's not just a call, it's a coded spiritual invasion. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They are hoping you won't recognize the pattern because the voice sounds too close to someone you trust. But if you listen closely, not with ears but with spirit, you'll feel the shift. It's a tactic used by forces that cannot directly touch you unless you answer, engage, or believe. Archangel Michael says, there is a pattern to their approach. They try at the same time each night. They don't speak long. They hang up quickly. Sometimes it's just silence. Sometimes it's a whisper that says your name gently. But make no mistake, it's meant to hook your spirit. You're being spiritually scanned while you sleep. They want to see if your resistance is down, if your energetic walls are tired. When you pick up, they don't always talk, they just need you to say hello. That one word, hello, can act as consent in the invisible dimension. That one word can pull a thread from your energy and feed something hidden. You may have already noticed strange dreams after these calls. That's not coincidence. Type Amen to get blessing 471. Do not doubt what you feel in your gut when these calls come. You are not imagining it. It's real. And someone with dark intentions is behind it, either spiritually or through someone being used unknowingly. They're not calling to talk. They're calling to mark your response time, your tone, your energy. They are weaving a spiritual connection while pretending to be someone who cares. One call turned into a recurring echo. The voice either sounded like someone from your past, or it was eerily quiet, like a breath. This isn't from heaven. This is an interference from something else that's trying to wear a mask. There's a woman behind this in the physical realm. But she's connected to an entity in the spiritual realm. She's the one who's allowed this spirit to use her voice, or her number, or her memory. Type Amen to get blessing 914. It may not even be her voice, it may be a manipulated copy, sent through frequencies to test your spiritual gates. That's why after certain nights, your mood shifts without explanation. Your sleep becomes restless. Your thoughts seem foggy. You may even wake up at the exact time the call happened. These are not coincidences. These are signs. You are under observation, and the enemy has noticed your light is getting brighter, your protection stronger. That's why they're trying different ways that seem small, like a phone ring. When you wake up with anxiety, trembling, or a sudden pressure on your chest after such calls, it's not just stress. That's spiritual residue from contact you never should have answered. They use voices to bypass your guard. They know you wouldn't let a stranger in. So they use memories, people from your past, even the way someone laughed or said your name. That is how deeply they study you. Type Amen to get blessing 558. Your ancestors are watching this closely. There's a guardian force trying to shield your mind and dreams, but you must also play your part. Don't answer that call again. Don't try to listen closely. Don't engage or ask who it is. Every time you respond with interest or confusion, you create a thread. And threads become webs. And webs become cages. This is what they want. You'll start to see patterns, your phone ringing at odd hours, but no number appearing. Sometimes even missed calls you don't remember. That's how you know your spiritual number is being dialed. A spirit linked to someone in your past is trying to re-enter your life under false appearance. They can't come directly, so they're hiding behind what once was, or what nearly was. Type Amen to get blessing 802. They are using technology as a spiritual weapon. And they assume you won't notice because it seems so simple. But the most dangerous attacks don't come with noise, they come in silence and disguise. Your house may even feel colder after these calls. You might hear strange static. Lights may flicker. The atmosphere shifts slightly. These are all signs that energy has entered through the call. But Archangel Michael says, you are not defenseless. You are not powerless. But you must recognize the trick for what it is. The woman working behind this is jealous of your light. She couldn't reach you physically, so she sought help from someone who speaks to shadows. And that person gave her this method. Type Amen to get blessing 221. Now they're testing if you'll keep letting them in. But if you resist, if you stop answering, it breaks their cycle. Their link begins to dissolve. They can no longer manipulate your energy from afar. That's why you may start receiving missed calls with hidden numbers. Don't call back. Don't ask. Don't search. Let the silence be your answer. They are counting on your curiosity. They think you'll be too confused to protect yourself. But Archangel Michael has drawn a circle of fire around your name. He has whispered to your spirit what's happening, even if your conscious mind is still catching up. That's why your stomach drops when the call comes. That's why your instincts scream something's off. Type Amen to get blessing 646. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. A man was once involved in this, too. He used to be near you, maybe a neighbor, a friend, or someone you had a deep connection with. But he aligned himself with the same dark source. They now work together. She sends the signal. He observes from the shadows. Together, they try to create a storm around your destiny. But the storm is failing. Because your discernment has activated. And once you know, it can no longer hide. Do not share too much about this with people who laugh or brush it off. This is not for the skeptical. This is spiritual warfare disguised as common disturbance. Type Amen to get blessing 517. Even in your dreams, you may begin to see strange phones, voiceless figures, or broken conversations. That's another attempt to invade your subconscious. Speak authority over your sleep before you rest. The woman has tried other things before. She tried using your image. She tried blocking your finances. She tried turning others against you. But now, this is her last attempt, through voice and silence. They are hoping that just once, you will feel sorry or curious and pick up. But you won't. Because this message is your shield. From now on, ignore that ring. Do not text back. Do not engage with, "Who is this?" Just cut the thread. Let it wither. Type Amen to get blessing 774. Archangel Michael says the enemy always attacks just before a major breakthrough. That is what this is. A last-ditch effort to drain your energy before your elevation. Because something is about to break for you. A door is opening. And that spirit knows it can no longer follow you through it. This attempt is weak, but calculated. Designed to target your heart and mind during lonely or tired moments. But your strength is rising. You are not who you used to be. You are protected now. You are sealed in divine armor. Type Amen to get blessing 993. A new cycle begins where calls from darkness will no longer reach you. Because you'll be too far above their frequency. They cannot touch what is ascending. You will see one last call in the coming days. That will be their final attempt. It may even come with a message. But this time, you'll know. You'll feel it. And you will laugh, not with fear, but with understanding that their game is over. If you feel the need to block numbers or delete old contacts, do it without delay. Follow your instincts without guilt. Type Amen to get blessing 618. You will notice peace returning once the final thread is cut. Your sleep will deepen. Your clarity will sharpen. You will feel lighter. And that woman, she will feel it too. She will know her grip is gone. And her jealousy will turn to silence. This message wasn't sent by coincidence. It was a sign to reach you at this moment. Because it was now that you were strong enough to hear it fully. The disguise has been unmasked. The voice has been exposed. And your protection has been restored. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 1007. She never expected you to find out. The voice she lent to that spirit was her way of controlling from afar, of reaching you without having to show her true face. But now the chain is broken, and your spiritual awareness is no longer blind. Archangel Michael says, you were not meant to live in confusion. You were not meant to carry the weight of voices that don't belong to you. Every time that call came, it left a spiritual residue, but now that residue is being washed away with divine force. You may feel sudden release in your chest, as if a tight rope has been cut. That is the proof. That is the sign that your spirit has finally pushed back the intrusion they hoped would remain invisible to you. No more whispers. No more shadowed numbers. No more chills creeping into your dreams pretending to be someone who once meant something. The mask is off, and so is their access. Type Amen to get blessing 299. She will try one last thing. She might send a message through another person, a concerned friend, or a name you haven't heard in a long time. But this is not reconnection, it is spiritual manipulation dressed in nostalgia. She cannot face you directly anymore, so she's using people as spiritual proxies. They'll say things like, "I just wanted to check in," or "I had a dream about you." But underneath those words is a coded message meant to reopen a gate you've just closed. Do not answer emotionally. Do not reflect too deeply on what was. This is the final phase of spiritual testing before a powerful breakthrough occurs in your life. She wanted to confuse your mind so you delay the very path that is about to bless you. That's what the voice was about. It was a decoy, a detour, a distraction. Type Amen to get blessing 860. But you are now aligned. You are now awake. You are now anointed with discernment sharp enough to pierce illusions. You will notice a shift in the energy around your phone. It will stop ringing strangely. Your sleep will stop being interrupted. Your aura will begin to rebuild strength where it had been frayed. The woman who did this is not only watching you from a distance. She is being spiritually watched in return. What she tried to see. Your way has circled back. The voices she released are returning to her door. A mirror has been placed in the spirit realm. Everything aimed at you now reflects. Every whisper disguised as concern now turns into silence on her end. Type Amen to get blessing 442. You are entering a space of deep clarity and emotional protection. Even if she tries again, the connection will fail. Her power is no longer valid in your life. The man she worked with will also lose his grip. He once held something of yours, an old photo, an item, or memory. But now that spiritual imprint has burned. Nothing of yours remains in his hold. There is one specific night coming, around the same hour that call used to come, when a dream will show you the final truth. You will see her face, the hidden voice, and a door closing. That is not fear, that is completion. Do not be alarmed if you feel a loud silence that night. It is not emptiness, it is peace returning to your home and heart. Type Amen to get blessing 771. The disguise used against you was clever. But not more clever than your protection. They tried to sound like someone you missed, because they knew your heart still carried pieces of the past. But now you have taken those pieces back. Now your soul no longer grants access based on emotion alone. Now your wisdom is guarded by something higher. There is a light around your ears now. That's why no dark voice can enter. That's why no echo from the past will hold you again. The phone will still ring sometimes, but not for you. Not anymore. The signal will never reach you again. Type Amen to get blessing 525. You will receive new numbers in your life, but they will come with truth, light, and purpose. Not confusion. Not whispering. Not fear. The woman's plan was never just about disturbing your sleep. It was about pulling you away from a powerful timing. She knew what season you were entering, and she feared it would expose her lies. Now that season has arrived. You are no longer prey. You are a warrior rising in silence, strength, and sight. They spoke behind your back spiritually, but now heaven is speaking ahead of you. You have angels around you guarding not just your path, but your ears, your peace, and your emotions. Type Amen to get blessing 880. She will try to act innocent. She may show up suddenly in person or online. She may act confused, warm, or too calm. Don't be fooled. That calm is a mask. That innocence is a trap. She's hoping the call planted enough doubt in you to welcome her in when she reappears. But that door has been shut. Your heart no longer accepts old energies pretending to care. The power she once borrowed from the dark realm is depleting. It's already showing in her life. She will lose sleep. She will lose influence. She will face what she sent. Because Archangel Michael says you are covered now. And nothing sent through spiritual deception will touch you again. Type Amen to get blessing 313. You are not going crazy. You were spiritua. Attacked, and you survived. You were spiritually studied, and you overcame. You were targeted at night, but you rose stronger in the morning. Those calls were not harmless. They were disguised attempts to shake your destiny off track. But you stayed firm, even in confusion. And for that, a divine reward is being prepared for you. Do not speak too much about this. Let the revelation settle quietly in your soul. Let your life reveal the victory instead. From now on, your phone will only ring with clarity. Your nights will only echo with peace. Your voice will no longer respond to deception. Type Amen to get blessing 997. The moment you disconnected spiritually, something shattered in their camp. They are losing grip. Their control is ending. Their assignment has failed. That voice, whether whisper, silence, or mimic, is gone. The frequency is broken. Your line is clean. And now, the blessings that were delayed are on their way without interruption. Because no more spiritual wires are crossed. No more confusion. She will know. He will feel it. And you, chosen one, will walk into the season that was always meant to be yours. Type Amen to get blessing 404. The shadow they used as a voice was not stronger than the light that now surrounds your name. The interference is over. The call has ended. Forever. Your energy is safe now. Your nights are healing. And your future has never been more protected than it is now. Let them call. Let them wonder. Let them fade. You are no longer reachable by what tried to harm you. The disguise was clever, but not divine. And your spirit has declared the final word. Type Amen to get blessing 777. She may still attempt to create one final illusion. A fake emergency, a false concern, a message that plays on your past guilt or old connection. But this time, your discernment will cut through it like lightning in the dark sky. You won't feel confused anymore, you'll feel power. You won't feel torn, you'll feel resolved. Because your soul now recognizes what's real and what's only wearing the costume of real. The woman has run out of tools. The voice, the silence, the frequency, it all depended on your engagement. And now that you've refused, the spiritual line has been disconnected on both ends. She lost her power the moment you stopped answering. And she knows it. That's why the silence has grown longer. That's why your peace feels like it has more space around it now. Type Amen to get blessing 111. You are no longer spiritually available for manipulation. They cannot plug into you like before. Your field is protected. Your heart is sealed from all false frequencies. Your dreams will soon become clearer. What was foggy is now vivid. What was poisoned is now purified. You are stepping into a new atmosphere of uninterrupted grace. What was once nightly anxiety will now become divine downloads. You will receive visions, not confusions. You will hear whispers of wisdom, not voices of chaos. Because heaven speaks where deception has been expelled. And your spiritual ears are being recalibrated to hear divine truth, not haunting lies. Type Amen to get blessing 625. She thought she could hide behind technology. But the spiritual world has no hiding place when truth begins to rise. Archangel Michael stood beside you in the night and cut the invisible cord. The connection they built was dismantled at the root. And even if they call again, it will sound like nothing. It will sound like failure. Because their voice no longer has your permission. You may begin to notice strange things happening to the woman behind this. Her phone may malfunction. Her voice may break. Her energy will begin to collapse under the weight of her own deception. Because what she sent has no place to go anymore, and it must return to the sender. Type Amen to get blessing 944. You are not afraid. You are awakened. You are no longer responding emotionally to disguised darkness. The last attempt may come through a third party, someone trying to convince you she's changed or she's reaching out in peace. But your soul knows the truth, and that is more powerful than any word spoken with a smile. Every tactic they use now will reveal their desperation. Their delay. Their defeat. Because your protection has shifted. It's no longer just external, it's internal. You now guard your own frequency. And that is something no enemy can bypass. Type Amen to get blessing 330. This battle was not small. It was quiet, but it was real. Your soul was under test, and your awareness was the key to unlocking your escape. You passed that test by trusting your intuition. By listening to your spirit when it whispered, "This is not safe." And because of that, you've stepped into a rare form of spiritual freedom. Freedom from manipulation. Freedom from psychic access. Freedom from people using your past to gain access to your present. Now your future opens wider. The gates ahead are golden, not haunted. The doors you walk through next will echo peace, not confusion. Type Amen to get blessing 144. Archangel Michael says, your light is now visible even to those who used to mock you in secret. And that woman? She can see it, too. That's why her silence now sounds louder than her fake voice ever did. They will feel the absence of your energy. They will feel the door closing in their spirit. And that will become their consequence. You never needed revenge. You only needed revelation. And now that you have it, everything has changed. Let them keep wondering why they feel empty. Why their attempts fail. Why their power no longer works. It's because you reclaimed what they once tried to borrow, your voice. Type Amen to get blessing 857. No more disguised voices. No more haunting echoes. Only alignment, authority, and ascension. You are chosen. You are sealed. You are no longer at risk. This cycle is done. Now, new voices will call you. But not at night, not in fear, and not in shadows. These will be voices of alignment, of love, of divine connection. The calls that once brought chills will now be replaced with invitations of clarity. They'll come in the daytime. With truth. And you will know them by the peace they bring. Type Amen to get blessing 266. This was never just about a phone call. It was about control. It was about seeing if they could still influence your emotions from a distance. But they underestimated the strength of your growth. The purity of your boundaries. The fire that surrounds your life now. You didn't just block a number. You blocked a stronghold. You shut down a spiritual attack. You removed a hook they thought they could leave in your energy forever. But no more. They will find no opening, no weakness, no gap. You've been spiritually firewalled. Type Amen to get blessing 518. You will now begin to see synchronicities, blessings, and surprises show up as confirmation of your obedience. You stopped answering darkness. So now, heaven is answering you. Your body will feel lighter. Your space will feel brighter. Your sleep will become deeper. Because peace has returned to your frequency. The war behind the call is over. You have won. And she will fade. Into silence. Into memory. Into her own karmic echo. Her voice no longer holds weight in your world. Her energy is now locked out of your life. Type Amen to get blessing 922. You are free. You are no longer haunted. You are no longer tempted to listen when your soul already knows. The final confirmation will arrive soon, maybe through a dream, or through her sudden silence. Either way, it will feel like a deep breath, like the final curtain closing on a play you never auditioned for. Now your story begins a new act. One filled with clarity, power, and a voice that only answers truth. Your line is cleared. Your spirit is safe. Your peace is permanent. Let the old voice fade. Type Amen to get blessing 1000.